In the book of Matthew, in Matthew 7, it says, "Do not judge so that you won't be judged. For you will be judged by the same standard with which you judge others, and you will be measured by the same measure you use. Why do you look at the splinter in your brother's eye, but don't notice the beam of wood in your own eye? Or how can you say to your brother, 'Let me take the splinter out of your eye,' and look, there's a beam of wood in your own eye? Hypocrite, first take the beam of wood out of your eye, and then you will see clearly to take the splinter out of your brother's eye. Do not or don't give what is holy to dogs, or toss your pearls before pigs, or they will trample them under their feet, turn and tear you to pieces." So what this is saying is, so many times us as Christians will begin to judge others, or, we'll say, "Oh, they're living this life of sin. They're doing all these bad things," but we have to, reflect on our own life, and we have to really realize that we were in that same place before we became followers of Jesus or Christians. And most of the time, we look at other people and we judge them when us ourselves are living in sin. We're living in the same exact, maybe not the exact same sin, but we're living in the same measure that they are. And we're so fast to look at people and judge them for what they're doing, but we never look at ourselves and really reflect on what we're doing. Are we really being holy? Are we really being righteous? Are we really being Christians as we call ourselves? Or are we just judging? It says, don't look at the splinter in your brother's eye instead of the beam of wood in your own eye. So many times we look at them and we judge them when they're doing much smaller things than we're doing, but we call ourselves a Christian. We call ourselves righteous, and we just continue to do that. We continue to judge them because we're too insecure to reflect on our own heart. You have to be willing to come to Jesus and to say, "Lord, I know that I've judged someone, and I know that I used to be in that place," and you have to be willing to ask Jesus for forgiveness. As we go down to the next part, it says, "Ask, search, and knock. Ask and it will be given to you. Seek and you will find. Knock and the door will be opened to you. For everyone who asks receives, and the one who seeks finds. And to the one who knocks the door will be opened. Who among you, if his son asks him for bread, will give him a stone? Or if he asks him for fish, will give him a snake? If you then who are evil know how to give good gifts to your children, how much more will your Father in heaven give good things to those who ask him? Therefore, whatever you want others to do for you, do also the same for them. For this is the law, and the prophets." So this is saying, if you ask, it will be given to you. If you seek, you will find. If you knock, then the door will be open to you. So many times we get so scared because we have so much sin in our life, and we think that, "Oh, I've done too much. Oh, I can't come to Jesus because I have this sin." But he said, if you just ask me, I will give to you. If you just seek for me, then you will find. The Bible says, "Draw near to me and I will draw near to you." If we draw near to God, it doesn't say first clean yourselves up and then come to me. It says, "Draw near to me and then I will draw near to you." He just wants you to come exactly how you are. He doesn't say, "I need you to change your ways and then come to me." He says, "Come to me, all you who are weary and heavy laden, and I will give you rest. Take my yoke upon you, for my yoke is easy, my burden is light." He's saying, if you just come to me, you lay your burden down, I'm going to give you rest. I'm going to set you in a pasture where you can lay down and rest. You don't have to worry about those burdens anymore. You don't have to worry about those sins anymore. We have to realize that Jesus defeated sin when he went to the cross. He defeated all those things that you're struggling with now, and he made a way out. You don't have to sit and relapse all the time, because Jesus already defeated death and sin and grave. He already defeated all that. We don't have to sit there and just indulge in our sin anymore, because it's no longer. The enemy wants to keep you in your sin. He wants to make you think that you're stuck in this endless cycle when you're not. It's just this thing where we get caught up as Christians and we think, "Oh, well, my dad was bound to it, my mom was bound to it, so it's going to be on me." No, you have to realize that it stops exactly where you are. You are the chain breaker. You are the generational curse breaker. There's no curse that is that is on you that Jesus has not already broken. Jesus already defeated that when he died on the cross and rose again. Um, but so many times I'm going to go back to do not judge. So many times we judge other people and we don't really reflect on our lives. It's hard to really reflect on our life. I was so insecure before, and I realized that now that I've judged people before, and it's so hard to really reflect on our life and say, well, this is what I'm doing wrong. I need to go to God instead of like pointing out someone else's, insecurities or what they wear or whatever it is. But it says, don't judge, or you will be judged by the exact same measure. So why do we judge other people when we have our own things to worry about? We have or not to worry about, we have our own sins that we struggle with. I don't think that we should judge others because that's not right. So I'm going to the next part. It says, entering the kingdom, enter through the narrow gate, for the gate is wide and the road broad that leads to destruction, and there are many who go through it. How narrow is the gate and difficult the road that leads to life, and few find it. Be on your guard against false prophets who come to you in sheep's clothing, but inwardly are ravaging wolves. You'll recognize them by their fruit. Are grapes gathered from thorn bushes or figs from thistles? In the same way, every good tree produces good fruit, but a bad tree produces bad fruit. A good tree cannot produce bad fruit, neither can a bad tree produce good fruit. Every tree that doesn't produce good fruit is cut down and thrown into the fire. So you'll recognize them by their fruit. Not everyone who says to me, Lord, Lord, will enter the kingdom of heaven, but only the one who does the will of my Father in heaven. On that day, many will say to me, Lord, Lord, did we prophesy in your name, drive out demons in your name, and do many miracles in your name? Then I will announce to them, I never knew you. Depart from me, you lawbreakers. So it says that you will know them by their fruit. That to me, it means, but we're not Christians just because we're called into ministry. We're not Christians just because we've been called to preach or called to do all these things. We're supposed to look at each other and look at each other's fruits. You'll know if someone's really following Jesus by their fruits, because it's by the way someone acts. It says, on that day, many will say to me, Lord, Lord, didn't we prophesy in your name, drive out demons in your name, and do many miracles in your name? Then I will announce to them, I never knew you. Depart from me, you lawbreakers. Jesus wants to hear from you. He doesn't want you to be that person that acts as a Christian and doesn't actually follow him. He doesn't want you to be that lukewarm Christian that judges others and does all these other things. He wants an intimate, radical, authentic relationship with you. He doesn't want you to just indulge in your sin. He doesn't want you just to not follow him. And most of all, he doesn't want to put anyone in hell. But it's the fact that we choose our life here on earth to live how we want and to be separated from him, and we don't follow him, so he has no choice but to put us in that place. He has no choice but to separate us, because we lived a life here separated from him, didn't want nothing to do with him, so we're going to live a life there separated from him. It says that on that day sheep will be separated from goats, meaning the good from the bad. It's either you live for Jesus or you don't. I mean, and that's the hard truth. But what I take from this is, if you continue to ask, God will give you that. If you continue to knock, the door is going to be open to you. If you continue to search, that you will find. And things get tough, but keep praying, keep asking, searching, and knocking. And those things will come, those things will happen, but you have to realize that he will only draw near to you if you draw near to him. And we have to learn to be still in times of trials and tribulations. We have to learn to be still and know that he is God and that he will move in every situation that we have.